So if you guys remember from my introduction speech, I work at Starbucks. This is going to be my third year working there. So if you guys could imagine, I'm pretty used to dealing with rude customers, things like that, getting in trouble. So because of that, I have a pretty callous attitude towards customer service. I'm pretty bland, and that's probably why I get in trouble so much. So I remember the day, it was the week of Martin Luther King Day, and my alarm goes off, and I wake up, and I try desperately to remember, what did I set my alarm for? Like, what was so important that I had to wake myself up today? I remember, I have to go to work. All right, so then I immediately start to think about how bad of a day is it gonna be, because the past couple months have been holiday season, and I work at the one in the Brea Mall, so we've been just so incredibly busy. It's like terrible to work there. You have no space, the customers are so rude. So I'm beginning to think I'm probably gonna have a shit day. I just know it. So I start to drag my feet, I go through my routine, I brush my teeth, I wash my face, check my phone, send a couple text messages, things like that. And then again, it pops into my head, how bad is it gonna be today? Okay, so then I tell myself, you know, I should probably think positive. I should try to start positive, hopefully it translates into something. So I get in my car, I start going to work. It's the same old Monday routine. I'm singing Sam Smith in the car like I usually do, trying to stay positive, trying to say it's gonna be a good day at work, and then I get to work. So if you guys haven't been to the Brea Mall Starbucks, it's a box in the middle of nowhere, it's open air, it's like we're in a fishbowl, there's no walls anywhere, so anyone can see from behind you, in front of you, to the side, everything like that. So I start to go to work, still trying to keep my positive attitude, and then I get to work, and I'm pleasantly surprised that it's really slow. It finally slowed down, everybody's in a good mood, there's no rude customers, everything's getting done. So I start to say, you know, this positive talk is actually doing something. It's like finally what I needed to happen for me. So as the day progresses, we start to get a little bit busier, and our line starts diagonally from the register over here, and then it makes an L shape that comes back to me where I was ringing. So we had a line of about 4 to 5 customers, and I get to the second to last guy, and I take his drink order, and he proceeds to his left-hand side to get his drink. And then the last customer is a middle-aged Asian woman. She's pretty small, she looks like she's pretty timid. But before she can even take the first step, this older white guy comes up from my left-hand side and cuts her in line like this. So I kind of tilt my head, look back at her, and she's like all shocked. So then I say, okay. And then I look at him, and he's looking down at his phone, playing with something. And before I can even speak, he starts to ramble off his order. Grande, half calf, not fat. And at this point, I have to cut him off because he cut this poor woman in line. So I say, excuse me, sir, actually she was next in line. So then he looks me up and down, finally acknowledging I was standing in front of him. And then he turns around, looks up and down, and says, actually, no, I was here before her. And I said, oh, okay. Because at this point, I understand that he feels like he's correct, so I'm not gonna correct him. So I'm just gonna serve him, get him out of the way, and then apologize to the woman, and then give her drink for free. So I say, what can I get for you, sir? He looks me up and down again and says, you know what? I don't want anything anymore. I say, okay. I mean, it makes me no difference whether he gets something or not, right? I just want him to get out of my face. So I say, okay. And then he looks me up and down again. This is like the second or third time, and he says, you know what? I'm gonna call corporate on you. Okay. So I say, feel free to call corporate, sir. My name is Cameron Batiste. I work at store number 22,000. So after I gave my little spiel, it's pretty rehearsed, as you can tell. I think he starts to get a little bit aggravated that I'm not so appeasing to his situation. So he looks me up and down again and says, you know what? I'm gonna call corporate and tell them that you don't wanna serve me because I'm white. So at this point, I take one of those 2-second timeouts in your head when you start to talk to yourself. I'm saying like, okay, what just happened? So he accused me of being racist because he cut her in line. And it's Martin Luther King Day was like a couple of days ago. So as I start to come to this realization, my skin gets hot, my blood's boiling, and I talk to myself saying like, I can go about this in a couple of different ways. I could sock him in his face like I really want to. I could tell him off. This is gonna lead to me getting in more trouble than I really need to be in. So I decide that I'm going to say, feel free to call corporate, sir. My name's Cameron Batiste. I work at store number 22,000. So the guy storms off, he takes his receipt or whatever, so he has the store number. The Asian lady comes up, I apologize to her, I give her drink for free, and she apologizes to me, which is really cool. So after that, I take my last 10-minute break, and I come to the realization that I wasn't being considered racist because I was discriminatory towards him. I was being considered racist because I'm tan in Orange County. So that concludes the straightest day of my life.